Welcome back again, family. If you know you are new to the channel, please don't hesitate to join the family by hitting the subscribe button. Share this video so that it reach many African diasporas as possible. Alright, so in today's video we are to talk mostly about the recent interview of General Langley in Kenya. So guys, please sit down, relax while I share to you on how the interview went there. Alright, so without taking much of your time, let us jump into the interview between General Langley and the Kenya journalist in Nairobi. Let's listen to the interview. Let's listen, please.
You are on African soil, not for the first time, but this would be a good moment to ask about one of the countries that has taken its own autonomy, and that's Burkina Faso. Your remarks recently at the Senate seem to suggest that he's diverting, General Traore, is diverting its 4 billion gold reserves to sustain his military rule rather than for public welfare. These remarks sparked widespread condemnation across the continent. What did you mean by that statement?
Let me speak to Burkina Faso's sovereignty. They maintain their sovereignty. They make their decisions how they use their resources. They make their decisions who their resources go to for military support. That's their sovereign right. But my cautionary tale was just from a military perspective. That was a Senate Armed Services Committee asking me a direct question. Burkina Faso, a lot of great things going on to progress them forward, okay? But then when you look at the military part of it, knowing that that's the epicenter of global terrorism, it was my time to illuminate that this is probably their weakest point, and there needs to be sufficient resources going towards for the whole fight of terrorism in that country, period. They make their decisions, though. That's their sovereignty, their sovereign right to make their decisions, what is appropriate, what's not. But I wanted to illuminate that is going in the wrong direction now. ISIS is getting stronger. JNIM is getting stronger. Al-Qaeda in the lands of the Maghreb is getting stronger in that country.
And do you think it's getting stronger after General Traore took over?
It has. Just look at the numbers of attacks. It really has, since 2022. I've been tracking this since I took command. So, no ill will towards him, but the decisions is their own. They're looking for other ways to be able to, they're still on warfighting footing, but it's just going to take more resources.
So you stand by that statement? Because there's been pressure on you to walk those statements back.
That's my statement, that's my assessment. That is getting worse. More needs to be done for not just local, but whole of country.
General Langley rightly said Burkina Faso owns its own sovereignty, meaning Burkina Faso, they are the full owner, the full control of any reserve, any gold reserve coming out from Burkina Faso. So Burkina Faso, Traore has decided that their gold reserve will be for their military purposes and not for public welfare. You hear this man well. He rightfully said Burkina Faso maintain its own sovereignty, meaning that they want taking decision on how to use their put up. Then again, you are coming again to tell them what to do with their gold reserve. They have decided that their gold reserve is for their military purposes and not for public welfare. And again, you are not propagating about it. So what is this man really insinuating? And the worst of it that this man is a black man. He's a black. Why is it sanitizing African population this way so bad? You guys who said Burkina Faso owns its own sovereignty. They are the rightful owner. They are the decision maker. You want to come and explore something, then you go bad. I don't just this doesn't matter hear him talk. Keep listening to the interview. Keep listening to the interview, my people. You'll be shocked.
And that threatens America's interest?
Say again?
Does that then threaten America's interests?
Yes, thank you for asking that. Because especially ISIS, and of course in East Africa is inextricably linked all the way to ISIS West Africa, ISIS Sahel, and there's going to be probably a move afoot for them to move and seek refuge within the line. So we have shared objectives, and we offer to work together with the Burkina government and border countries. Mali, Niger, coastal West Africa countries collective, because here's what these organizations do. Here's what these terrorist organizations do.
General Langley, when will you understand that Burkina Faso government don't want anything concerning the United States, don't want anything concerning, don't want to connect again with the NATO? Can't you even read the writing on the wall? They don't want you again. They don't want you again. Burkina Faso has taken its own autonomy, the full control. He has taken full control. He wants to be independent. He don't want to depend on you people again. Can't you read the writing on the wall? This general, I don't know what he really wants from Burkina Faso. Okay, guys, let's now hear the full gist on why this General Langley really wants this goal from Burkina Faso. Let's listen very well, and you understand why he's putting so much pressure. He's putting so much pressure in Burkina Faso, like so much interest in Burkina Faso resources. Just listen to this. Just listen to this interview. Just listen to.
Audacity of empire never ceases to amaze. On May 27th, 2025, General Micheal Langley, the commander of the United States Africa Command, AFRICOM, sat down with Kenya's Citizen TV in Nairobi to defend his earlier slander against Burkina Faso's revolutionary leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore. Langley's attempt to walk back his inflammatory remarks, made during a US Senate Armed Services Committee hearing on April 3rd, 2025, only deepens the wound of Western hypocrisy. His accusations that Traore misused Burkina Faso's gold reserves to protect his junta, rather than benefit the nation's 23 million citizens, sparked a firestorm of outrage across Africa. Now, after Africans rose in unison to defend their son, Traore, Langley's feeble attempt to spin his narrative as a military perspective reeks of desperation. This is not just a story about one general's backpedaling, it's a glaring expose of the West's age-old playbook of destabilizing Africa to maintain its chokehold on the continent's resources and sovereignty. But this time, with revolutionary leaders like Traore at the helm and a united African consciousness awakening, the West is finding its schemes faltering. Let's rewind to April 3rd, 2025. In the hallowed halls of the US Senate, General Langley, the first black four-star general in the US Marine Corps and AFRICOM's sixth commander, stood before the Senate Armed Services Committee. Responding to a question from Senator Roger Wicker about corruption linked to Chinese trade, Langley zeroed in on Burkina Faso's young leader. "Absolutely, Chairman, I see this and I don't mind calling it out," he declared with the arrogance of a colonial overseer. Captain Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso, their gold reserves are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. The words landed like a grenade across Africa. From Ouagadougou to Nairobi, from Lagos to Accra, the African continent erupted in righteous indignation. Social media platforms, X, TikTok, Instagram, became battlegrounds where Africans and the diaspora unleashed their fury. On X, posts decried Langley's remarks as a textbook case of Western interference, with one user framing it as "defenders of sovereignty branded as threats, the hypocrisy of General Langley's words on Burkina Faso." Another post thundered, "America is after Ibrahim Traore to eliminate him just like they killed Gaddafi. If America touches Traore, the AU must consider it a declaration of war against Africa." Protests erupted outside US embassies, with demonstrators in London and Ouagadougou waving placards reading "Hands off Ibrahim Traore" and "No silence, no surrender." The Burkinabe government, led by the 36-year-old Traore, the world's youngest head of state, swiftly condemned Langley's remarks as regrettable and gravely inaccurate. In a fiery response, Traore declared, "We must choose to fight or we will remain slaves forever," invoking Burkina Faso's painful colonial history under French rule and his government's unyielding commitment to sovereignty. The Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, in South Africa echoed this sentiment, denouncing Langley's claims as a blatant imperialist tactic aimed at destabilizing a sovereign African state.
From this video now, you now realize that all African people are behind Ibrahim Traore. Yes. Yes. From the message that Micheal just passed, it shows that they don't want, Africans don't even want that they should try to even get to Traore as they take down Gaddafi. So this time around, all of African continent is behind Traore. So nothing can happen to Traore this time around. Hello guys, if you have come right to the end of this video, please join the family and subscribe so that any video I publish will be the first person to watch. Thanks for watching and stay blessed. See you in my next video.